as I speak tonight, I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for the women of the Rainier, and I'm also speaking for other women in the downtown Eastside community. 7.5 years ago, I was on a street corner selling myself and addicted to crystal meth. So I was one of those people that people just decided to walk by, and really society had deemed that there wasn't much hope for me. Could that be just from the beginnings of my life? I spent 15 years in the foster care system. Both my parents were addicts. My father murdered when I was a young age. And then I found the Rainier.
Vancouver's downtown east side is one of Canada's poorest neighbourhoods. For street-entrenched women, the downtown east side has often been the site of extreme violence, trauma, sex trade and drug-related harms, and cycles of poverty. Traditional forms of treatment have repeatedly failed these women, who suffer from multiple barriers that also prevent them from accessing health, housing, and social services. The Rainier Hotel opened in the summer of 2009 as a small but innovative new approach to treating addiction for marginalized women in the neighborhood. It was made possible by a one-time federal government grant. The success of the program was felt immediately.
Right from the very beginning, it was awesome. The staff were awesome. I couldn't believe some of the things that we received while living here. We were treated so good.
They listened to me, and it really made me feel good about being here. If it weren't for the Rainier, I'd be totally, totally lost. I'm not kidding you.
It's very difficult finding somewhere where you're comfortable. And I have been more comfortable here than anywhere. And I feel safe, I feel secure. We became like a family here.
My most important concerns when I came here were basic human needs: food, clothing, shelter. And until someone can look after that, there's no way in hell they can go on to the business of healing. You cannot do that. You can't expect a homeless person, and ask them how their recovery's going. Where'd you sleep last night? Have you got enough clothes? Have you eaten today? That kind of thing. That's the basic thing that they offer here. And once that becomes more comfortable, that you kind of actually rely on it, then you start to open up a little bit about, oh, so there's this course on that, and this therapist, I have an appointment with them, and I can get escorted here, and people want to talk to me, and there's laughter, and all those things that happen.
When I came to the Rainier and they took me on a walk, and I saw all of the different programs that they offered.
Just for the day, the whole board was full of programs that I can pick and choose from. I had no doubt in my mind that I was going to get better.
The talking circle.
Education about nutrition.
Working at the farm.
The writing program was another essential piece for me.
Taking barista training.
Some of the First Nations cultures and the healing ways.
Exercise programs.
Homeopath.
12-step group, emotional recovery, spiritual counsel, yoga, meditation, which was so wonderful for me because I'm really hyper all the time.
Arts and crafts.
Oh, craft, yes, I forgot about the crafts.
Oh, this will be just fun.
Oh, you're such a ham.
I am a ham.
Everything here is very empowering.
There's little jobs that women can do for a few hours, a week, like myself. Now I get to volunteer playing piano, and I've always wanted to perform. I joined the homeless street soccer team. Next thing you know, they're talking about the World Cup is in Paris. I would never have imagined going to Paris, right beside the Eiffel Tower. That's where the World Cup was held, and it's like we kept having to pinch ourselves. It was unbelievable.
Despite the research and evidence outlining the many successes of the program, the numerous testimonials from women whose lives have been changed by the Rainier, and finally, the recent release of the Opal Report from the Murdered and Missing Women's Inquiry, calling for more services in the downtown east side exactly like those already offered by the Rainier, a meeting was held explaining to the women that efforts to negotiate ongoing funding for the project had not been successful. It was less than a month before Christmas.
The thing that people can't make a tangible is the family environment and the support and trust that has grown in this place. and the lives that have been changed by being able to come back to themselves. And so that's going to be a loss, and I'm asking you to try to hold on to that. I know you're going to miss the staff, but please try to hold on to the value and the experiences that you have had here, and be grateful for that at this time. And the changes that have happened in many of you women I've seen over the years, and they can't take that away from you. Just so hold on to that.
It's Christmas time, like it's already a sad enough time for these women who are alienated or estranged from their families, and now they're losing the only family they've got, where they come to be loved and trust, and yeah, it couldn't be worse, I don't think, for these women.
When I first found out about the cutbacks, I had lost hope, especially with losing some of our staff members. You know, it took a lot for me to be able to open up and to be able to trust these people, and now they're not here.
And what's going to happen? I know we're fighting so hard for this place, but what's going to happen? It so scares me.
They're like sisters. The full impact of what's going on with us losing our funding didn't really hit me until we were doing our money plans and for the month of January. And now it's like, oh my God, there's no more money for food. And it's like, we're in a crisis. This is an immediate issue of right now. I feel very protective of the other women, and the ones that have just come in and are only a few weeks, you know, clean. I wasn't ready to start buying and cooking for myself at that stage. You know, you're pretty well exhausted.
A lot of us are not even mobile to be able to go to some of these places where there's low-cost food or free food.
There's so many things I would like to say to the public. Like, this is the only treatment center for women down here. Women who want a normal life and have to fight to get it. We have our own personal wars, and if the public wouldn't look down on us because of what we did, because we're still human.
I think especially here in the downtown east side, I think a lot of the time we get written off, right? And I see that a lot. And if given the opportunity to really get to know a lot of the women and hear their stories, you know, they're just wonderful and amazing. And, you know, being in this community has even reminded me that I myself am worthy and I'm valuable. And I can say that today with pride.
I'm an individual, and there's a lot of us who have the same issues. And yes, you can write a textbook about us, and there probably is, but still we're individuals.
You know, it's a building, but behind those walls there's rooms, and in each of those rooms there's a life. And the Rainier has touched each of those lives, and it's just so awesome to see the changes that take place and the changes in our community that also take place.
We need to have the staff and the support so that we can heal. And you need nutrition, we need food. And without those things, I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen. And so who knows how many women will not make it. You know, and we need more of these Rainiers, you know, not less. It's just appalling. Yeah, women will die. You know, it is life and death.